This conference will now be recorded.
So I want you to get your spreadsheet out so everybody see the problem here, correct? For the problem. So we're going to do uh, C test one. We're doing C test one. I want you to get an Excel spreadsheet out, and I want you to label that spreadsheet with your last name, midterm, C1. So label, so when you submit this to me at the end of the period today, it has to be labeled with your last name. Well, not at the end of the period, within an hour or so, it has to be labeled with your name on it, midterm C1. Everybody understand that?
Professor
Can you
Boyd.
send me the document? I can't access it on Black
Professor
You
Boyd.
have to email me.
Yes. Okay. Somebody
Um, Dr.
email
Boyd.
me. Yes.
No
Tamaray,
dis
email me.
no disrespect. But on Thursday, didn't you want us working on that job? Um, the joints, something about, wait a minute, what is the name of that? Well, we were working on
I did
Thursday.
want the joints worked on, but when I was grading the midterms, everybody was missing unit cost, selling price, and POR. So I'm going back. I don't need to go to 4 books, and all of these are wrong. So I'm going back to the midterm so that I can add points with the midterms so that the grades will be higher.
Okay. So which one am I
So
doing?
we will go to that on Thursday.
Okay. So which one am I doing?
Everybody is doing one.
Number one. And I can find this where?
Go to the midterms.
Okay. Number one.
Number one. Let me go to Outlook. Outlook does not work that well anymore. Uh, check. Uh,
So midterm C.
no, midterm C1. Who is it? Didn't who needs it sent to him?
Me, Tamara, right?
Okay. Can I get someone to send that to Tamara? Now you have a spreadsheet, correct, Tamara?
That one? No.
No, no, no. I'm talking about a spreadsheet that you can fill in.
Yes, I believe so. I think I do have one already saved.
So get that spreadsheet out and open it up. So it'll be a blank one that you're using. And what we're doing today is doing one because very few people went all the way through. Okay, so let's talk about one for a second. You got your direct materials, ink,
Professor,
yes.
what's the name of that on cross country?
You're in assignments actually. Go to the midterm and assignment.
Let me put this in.
Go to midterm C and assignment. Is anyone there? Melanie, are you there?
I'm there.
Send it to Tamara, please.
Okay.
Now, let's look at, we just don't see, and let's look at what we were doing. Your direct materials 2 at 1, ink 1 at 30, paper 20, the direct labor rate 1 per hour, direct labor productivity 100,000, estimated management MOH is 10,000, selling price multiple is 1. I want everyone now to take about 10 minutes and calculate unit cost, selling price, and POR. That's the first thing we're going to do. Does everyone understand what I want you to do on that spreadsheet? You can use any parts of it, supplemental things, but on that spreadsheet, which you have saved with your name, midterm C test 1, you got it saved that way. So right now you're calculating unit cost, selling price, and POR. Does everyone understand what you're doing? Okay, go ahead and calculate it, unit cost, selling price, and POR. Okay? Take about 5 or 10 minutes. And once we get there, we're going to go on and go through the rest of the problem. So this is the template that you should have up. You got your name on it and everything, and you're working estimated unit cost, selling price, and POR in this first column. Is everybody working on that?
Yes.
Hicks, do you have my unit cost?
Almost.
All right. We coming along, Diamond?
Professor, is unit cost 80?
Well, y'all supposed to be telling me.
Is unit cost 80?
Did anybody get 80?
Okay.
Well,
That's what I
Darrell,
got.
what did you get? What?
I
I
got
got
80.
80
So everybody got 80. How
I
did we
got
get
80.
80? How much of the raw materials?
Because the raw materials equals $50
All right, raw
and
materials
then
is 50.
$20 for the labor productivity
So the productivity was how
and
much?
then 10,
20?
20.
What's the
Yeah.
labor rate?
The labor rate was a 1 per hour.
Wait a minute. How much we paying them
Wait, you
per
talking
hour?
about the $20?
Wait a minute. Let me look here for a second. We're paying them $20 an hour and they
We're
can
paying
make
them,
1 per hour. That's correct.
and then unit overhead is
So the
10
productivity is how
because
much?
you divide 100.
What's the
The
productivity?
productivity was 1 per hour.
All right,
1 per
1.
hour.
And the rate is what? 20?
The labor rate. Yeah, $20.
So how much is the labor rate part going to be?
When?
20.
20?
Yeah.
What about the POR?
Excuse
Excuse
me.
me, not, excuse me, unit overhead cost. Yes.
Um,
10.
I'm
10.
looking. Excuse me. I'm looking at midterm C, and it don't have these same numbers.
You don't have these numbers here for one C1.
I see ink one at $10, and then I see a ream of paper one at $20. I
You gotta
clicked on
click on
this
the one assignments. It's not course content.
on a sign. Oh, okay.
You got to go to assignments.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Then for the MOH, what's our unit MOH cost?
10,
How much?
10,
So we add these costs up. How much do we get?
80,
80.
What is our selling price going to be?
160.
80
I got 80.
is 80.
All right. And then our POR. What's our POR going to be?
Wait, I was
10.
selling price 80 or 160.
You have one as the selling price multiple.
Okay.
What's my POR going to be?
10.
Did anybody else get 10? All right. What's total overhead? What was total overhead?
100,000.
100,000.
How many we making?
10,000.
So, and we're making what? 1 an hour. So how many hours is it going to take?
10,000.
Probably going to take 10 hours. Probably going to take 10,000. And then we're going to divide 100,000 by 10 and we're going to get what?
10.
10. 10.
Any questions?
So the POR was 10.
Yes. Now, are there any questions on how we did this? 80, 80, and 10. Any questions? All right, you'll see it again. Okay. Let's look at the assumptions. And in this problem, I told you you purchased 20,000 ink cartridges and 10,000 paper. Then I told you transferred 20,000 ink cartridges to work in process and 10,000 paper. So you transferred everything over, so you had no work in process, you had no raw materials inventory. Your actual labor hours was 10,000. Your MOH was 10,000. You transferred to finished goods all 10,000 books. You had no calculations to do. You were transferring out all of the costs. You sold 80,000 books, and your actual MOH was 105. So you didn't have to do any adjustments. You just transferred everything out. So when you make the journal entries, let's see if I can. Okay. When you make these journal entries, everything you buy here, you're going to, in raw materials, you're going to put it down here. Then everything you do here, you're going to transfer to finished goods. So if we look at the T accounts, everything in raw materials went to work in process. Zero was left. Everything in work in process went to finished goods. Zero was left. Can y'all do that now? Can you go and make these journal entries and get through stage 3 with every cost transferred and posted to the ledger? Can you do that? Can you do it for 10 points today on your midterm grade?
Yes.
Well, get it done.
Wait, so we don't already have a midterm grade?
You don't have one that's decent.
Okay.
So I'm showing grace and mercy today. And do your own work on the selling, on the unit cost selling price POR quiz, the first one I gave. 15 people got zero. And those 15 people had all the same answers. So 15 people sent in the quiz with the same answer, and there was 9 answers on each quiz. Everyone was wrong. So if y'all paid for those answers, your 14 people, you paid somebody, get your money back. Everyone was wrong. So you see, you can mess up by yourself. You don't need to be messing up with anybody else. Have your name on this, because I'm gonna call for it in a few minutes, and do your own work. Got it? Now the journal entries are made, you just got to put the dollar amounts in.
Professor
Okay.
Boyd, can you go back to the first page of the spreadsheet?
First page of the spreadsheet. Okay. We're on first page of the spreadsheet. Here's top of it. Here's the bottom of it. Do you see what you need?
Can you go back up to the top, please?
At the top, 80, 80, and 10.
Professor Boyd,
Yes.
when you say that we just have to enter in the numbers, are you saying like enter in the numbers how they are? Or do we still have to like? I know.
Yeah, you
I
might
think
have to
where it
do some
said.
calculations.
Oh, okay. All right. That's
You
all I'm
bought
gonna do.
20,000 ink cartridges at $10 each. You bought 10,000 reams of paper at $30 each. Then you transferred it all. So let's just make sure we got the first one. How much ink did you buy?
20,000
Oh,
cartridges.
28,000.
At what price? So what's the dollar amount here?
So for raw materials, you would add the paper and the ink together.
No, keep them
It's
separate.
10. The
You
the
bought
the dollar
20,000
amount is
ink
10.
cartridges at $10 each. How much is that?
200,000.
200,000.
200,000.
So you bought 200,000. And then you transferred all of that to work in process. You got it now? Uh, and you transferred all of it to work in process. You got it now. So make these journal entries and post them to the T accounts.
Are we stopping at stage 3 or are we going to like
I'm just
stage
taking,
4?
go all the way through. But
Okay.
I'm gonna get stage 3 to see if everybody at the same point.
Okay. Professor Boyd, can you go back to the journal entries
Aren't we on the journal entry right here?
on the other paper page?
Here. Okay. Do you have my journal entries made? Are my journal entries made?
I'm on stage 3 right now, but I made them up until stage 3.
So you already stage 3. Where you at, Trayon?
I'm just confused on stage 4, like with the cash
Well,
and sales.
tell me about. Well, do stage 1 for me then, personally.
Uh, uh, Stage 1 is uh raw materials for 200,000,
So we
and
did
then
that one. Do the other one.
the other one is 300,000.
And we transferred all of it out, right?
Yeah.
So this journal entry has 300,000 in it also.
Can these be due at like 7? Cause I got a presentation at like 5:20.
You got another one due then, so you
Got another
449
one.
now. We'll move a little faster. How much was the labor? Who has that journal entry? Actual labor hours was how much? 10,000.
200,000.
How much we paying them an hour?
200,000?
How much?
200,000.
200,000?
Take our word for it. Then what was the manufacturing overhead?
100,000?
Now let's see if we can go to get all of this posted to our T accounts. So let's go to our T accounts and post all of this. Look like I got most of it in here. Let's just see. Yeah, it's coming over 300. So we got 200, 300. Is this the overhead, this labor and overhead, correct? Does everyone have 800,000?
Yes.
Okay.
I got 7.
Yes.
200 for the raw materials, 300 for the other raw materials, 200 for the labor, and how much was the overhead? Was the overhead 100,000?
Yeah.
Yes.
So if we add all these up, how much is it?
800,000. I thought it. Never mind.
All right. Now, what you gonna do next? You completed all the books, so you're gonna credit so that when you get to journal entry, when you get to stage 3, you credit the overhead and you debit finished goods for 800,000. Okay. You had no calculation to do nothing. All you had to do was to credit work in process and debit finished goods. There all of it is. Any questions? How many did we transfer over? How many were we making? Del Rio, how many were we making?
For which one?
How many were we making?
100,000? No,
I thought it was 10,000.
10,000.
It's 10,000.
Yeah.
So we were making 10,000, just putting it down here. Have y'all made that journal entry for stage 3 yet?
No,
Why?
I can't remember how to do it off the top of my head.
Well, you said number 800,000. That's the number that goes there. Debit finished goods for 800,000 and credit work in process for 800,000. So that's nothing for you to forget. Whatever we transfer, what we just transferred out. So all of these costs, they kept on going to finished goods. You see that now? Go back to our T accounts. We said this 10,000 units, right? So what's the unit cost?
80.
80. Thank you. All right, are we ready for the next set of journal entries? For stage 4, how many did we sell?
8,000.
So 8,000. The selling price,
80.
how much did we get?
640,000.
640. That's all you had to do. So this first 640, comma 000 sales 640 from 640. That's the sales. What's cost of goods sold going to be? How you going to calculate it? We simply going to take the same 8,000. What was our unit cost?
80.
80. So what's cost of goods sold going to be?
640,000.
X40. So what does that tell you? If you want to make some money, you probably got to price something higher than the cost. So how are our T accounts looking now?
Good.
We've got 160 left
When
in
it was
finished
so
goods. Does your cost of goods sold have 640 in it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Does your sales have 640 in it?
Yes.
So what you got to do now?
Mhm.
How much was the actual manufacturing overhead you paid?
100,000. Oh wait, no, the actual one. 100,000.
How much? 100.
100,000.
How much is this number right here? Actual overhead.
100,000. Oh,
How much is this number here?
10,000.
105,000.
Yeah,
5,000.
105,000. Thank you.
105.
So we should have debited manufacturing overhead for 105 and credit cash for 105. So let's go back to our T accounts now. So 105, 100 was what we put in journal entry in stage two journal entries. We had $100,000 that we credited. We just debited for 105. So we under applied the overhead, okay? It should have been 105, it's only 100. So we got the credit MOH to close it out for 5,000. And what are we gonna debit?
5,000
To what account?
credit.
Cost of goods sold.
Thank you. So the cost of goods sold is gonna go from this clear contents. Auto summary right quick. And so if you go back to your journal entries now, the last journal entry you had to make was to debit cost of goods sold 5,000, credit manufacturing overhead 5,000. Okay. So now we're ready to, so now that we got our T accounts in order, okay? We need to go and do a cost of goods manufactured and a cost of goods sold statement. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go and copy this account. And I'm gonna go over here to cost of goods manufacturing, cost of goods sold. And I'm just gonna stick it over here somewhere. So I don't have to keep turning back and forth. It doesn't want to do it. Let's see if I can clear these contents. Clear contents. Let me go back and see if I can copy it again. Copy. Okay, they're in there now, I think. Uh-huh. I'm gonna try this one more time. Go to T accounts. It doesn't want to act right. But when I get ready to do my cost of goods manufacturer statement, I simply just come in this T account and it has 200 and 300 in raw material. So I'm gonna try to paste it again.
Just sweet.
So we didn't have any beginning raw materials. And if you look in the if you look in the T accounts, we bought 200 and 300 in raw materials. So we bought 500,000 in raw material. We didn't have any left in the inventory. So we transferred all of those raw materials to work in process. So let's look at it again. Go to the T account, 200, 300. That goes in the cost goods manufactured. Then we're going to pick up these other two numbers. Let's see if it'll paste them. Okay, put them in that time. So our total manufacturing cost, if we add all of this up, is what? If we auto sum it,
800,000.
800,000.
124. Let me do an undo. You see that number anywhere else? 800,000? We had no beginning or ending work in process, so the cost of goods manufactured was what? 800,000. And for some reason, you all have trouble doing this statement. Do you see where each of these numbers came from?
Yes.
Where'd they come from, Melanie?
They came from the T accounts where it said work in process.
That's right. So why didn't you do that on your test?
Because I was confused.
Are you unconfused now?
Yes, I'm unconfused.
Then what about cost of goods sold?
Are you asking where the number came from?
Okay, so in the T accounts, the ending number for cost of goods manufactured is always this number. For cost of goods sold, it's going to be this number, 645. Okay, so we know the answer on the cost of goods sold statement is going to be the 645. Okay, so let's see if we can work our way to the 645. So the first thing we're going to do is bring down this 800,000. We didn't have any beginning, that was zero. Then we're going to bring down the 800,000. What was the finished goods inventory at the end? Let's go to our T accounts. How much was it? How much is finished goods at the end? You see it there in red?
160,000.
Mm-hmm. But what is the unadjusted cost of goods sold? Unadjusted cost of goods sold.
640,000.
5,000.
Then what adjustment did we make?
5,000.
For what? What's the 5,000 for?
Um,
That was just
under
an
a phone.
MOH.
Yeah, the under flat MOH. Is everybody unclear? Has everybody cleared up now on what you're supposed to be doing?
Yes.
You sure you clear? All right, let me see if you can submit it to me. I cut my noise out. Cut my noise out. I'm busy. Midterm 1A. So this is midterm 1A.
Professor
Let's
Boyd, I
do.
thought it was 1C.
So what?
I thought it was 1C because you told us to do midterm C1.
I'm gonna make this midterm supplement 1. Okay. This is a midterm supplement 1. And if you get this to me within 5 minutes, then you get 5 points. Okay. So I want that submitted to me within 5 minutes. Sent to me as I told you to address it, put it in there. Now for 15 points, Jasmine, Tamara, Robert, Amaya, and Cassie, you all have number 2. This is separate work. You all got number 2.
This is due when?
Within 24 hours.
Gotcha. Okay. So tomorrow by 5.
Can you name them again?
Tamara, Jasmine, Robert, Amaya, and Cassie, you got number 2. Number 3 is starting the way in here. Tyler, Brianna, Henry, and Diamond. You all have 3. Then Alicia,
Are we
Melanie,
working in groups or we have to
no,
submit this separate?
separately. Trayon and also separately. Trayon and Audrey, you all have number 4. And everybody else, except the Montre, Eric, Brianna, Destiny, Man, and Del Rio, you all have 5. You're working independently. Work
Which
this
Brianna?
just like you don't need to work it in bad. You don't have any inventories that's left over. You need to make sure you can go and do this by yourself.
Professor, I have a question.
Yes.
I have a statement. I just submitted it, but I submitted the question instead of the template. And now it won't let me submit it again.
And Professor Boyd, can you go back to the problem we was just doing on the for the journal entries?
Okay.
Which
So
Brianna has 3? Which Brianna has 5?
let's see. Okay. The first Brianna I see has number 3. I don't see one. I only see one Brianna on here today. So the Brianna SI, the one I see, you on number 3. The other one's not here.
And if you didn't call our name, you said the rest of us have test 5, right?
Yeah, that's everybody except the Montre.
Got it.
The Montre, you go on to A1. We gotta have one A student in here. So the Montre, you got 6, I think it is. Test A6. So does everybody see what they got to do? More than 24 hours. That's 15 points.
Wait,
Individual work.
you're gonna
What?
give me a chance to submit it again, or no?
Should I?
Please.
Yes.
What does everybody
And
else think? Should I give her another chance?
It was
Yes.
a mistake. They say the
yes.
same thing.
She
Yes.
made a mistake. Give her another chance,
Give
please.
her another chance.
Please.
Yes.
Yes.
Then those
Give her
Somebody
people
another
fix it.
chance.
weren't those people not voting for that Supreme Court judge because she was too lenient? Didn't they say don't vote for her?
They were being mean though.
Oh, is that it?
Yes.
That's how life is sometimes. Can you see that I was trying to be easy with this test with you all? Is that obvious now?
Yes, we really appreciate it.
Yes.
I made it as easy as I could make it. Just somebody said they needed to see the journal entry, right? So we're going to start on those multiple ones, but see that's why you got to journal entries. You gotta get this
Yes.
done for me tomorrow by 5:30.
And you said I had A6, correct?
Yeah, A6.
Hey, all right.
Are there any questions on what's required?
Excuse me, Professor. I don't see where to submit it at.
Assignments.
Go to
I see
assignments.
assignments. I see assignments.
Midterm supplement 1.
Okay.
If you don't see
Uh,
it, you can also submit it on the home page because that's where I saw it. Just refresh your screen.
okay. Okay. Yes. Thank you.
Dr. Boy, it's not letting me submit mine. Can I just email it to you?
My email's not working well, but you can email it. Why you not? I tell you. But my email works sometime and sometime it don't. I'll tell you that right now. But go ahead and submit it. However you can if it's not letting you submit. Yeah. Based on these grading.
It's the midterm supplement one, right?
Midterm supplement 1, midterm supplement 2 is coming up.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Professor.
Okay, so you all get the others in.
I'm
Let me
so
see our
tired.
first.
Okay,
The
Professor
first,
T.
the first one I look at, person don't have a name on it. You see a person, you don't have you're supposed to have your name in that submission. You take off a point if you don't have your name in here. You're supposed to have
Your
your
name on what?
name On the document, your name, then the midterm
Huh?
supplement.
Oh dang. I didn't do that. Okay.
See, y'all don't follow directions. Supposed to put your name on it.
I ain't hear that, my bad.
Professor, you said Witherspoon had 5.
There's
Is that
Weatherspoon.
midterm C5 or midterm A5?
C5 at this point, if I said right now, you got to be able to do this because we're going to multiple books next. So you don't need help. You need to get this done and make sure you can do one book where there are no inventories left in work in process. Got it? You make sure that you can do that. All right, you all have a good one.
Hey, Dr. Boyd, can you let me resubmit mine?
You want to resubmit it? I thought you
Yeah,
could submit it.
I did, but then it was the wrong one. It was just a blank
Oh,
template.
it's got 2 submissions in there for everybody. So see if you can get it in there now.
All right.
Y'all sure work me hard.
Huh?
So anything else for the good of the cause? All right, you don't get any credit unless it's exactly right. Too, what you submit to me got to be exactly right. So make sure
Even if I
everything
forgot
is.
to put my name.
Say what?
Even if I forgot to put my name.
Well, I'm moving to the next one now. I did most of the work for you today, but I'm talking about when you submit later. Yeah, I won't take off 1 point today. You got to follow directions, but when you so you'll know. Okay, I'm following directions. 24 hours from now. Anything else for the good of the cause?
I have A2 correct.
Who is that?
Cache
Blank.
Hicks.
What? Hicks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You never told me what I had. C5,
Who is that?
A5.
Right?
No, I got one.
Witherspoon.
Well, you don't have one. You got two. You don't.
I mean, yeah, two.
Who else is that? Weatherspoon?
Yes.
Where you at, Weatherspoon?
Right here.
You got number 3.
Midterm A or C.
Which one you want? A or C?
Which one easier?
That midterm C is easier.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right. All right, everyone have a good one. Get that one worked out. And we'll see you all on Thursday.
So one more question. Um,
Okay?
so what's due tomorrow at 5? You said is midterm C, and you gave me number 5.
That's what's due tomorrow.
Okay.
You'll
All
get
right.
it done tonight.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get it done by tonight.
Okay.
All right. You have a good one.
All right, you too.
All right.
You don't have it turned in yet? All right.